Hello, in this video today we have a sub request by Luky Puky or Luky Puky, however the hell he wants me to say it. I mean, it depends on what he says, but you know. For the Seafire Mk XVII. This is a plane that I've actually been struggling with, and that's not because of the plane. Well, kind of is, but that's only because I have a slight theory about this plane, but even so. Yeah. The plane itself is very good performance, great handling, because, well, Seafire. Great overall, just characteristics and how it fights, and yeah, it's not a bad plane at all. The problem is, the 20 mils seem to not be working at the minute. I've been trying most belts, even with the real shadow fix, and for some reason, this is the only Hispano plane I cannot seem to get kills in. I think I got one kill, and that was on a Dora, and, well no, sorry, an F8, and it took quite a bit of ammo to put it down. And, well, this is going to be the air target belt test, let's put it that way, and I really hope this is the belt that fixes it, because I've not been having too much fun with this plane. So the Seafire 17 is a pretty decent aircraft overall. I mean, you've got the Rolls-Royce Griffin engine with a decent bit of power. You've obviously got decent armament, and it's the more versatile Seafire/Spitfire around this BR. Well, it's one of the more versatile ones. Obviously, two 50-pound bombs and a 500-pounder. Pretty decent ground belts, as on most of them. And of course, with it being a Griffin, it is, of course, packing a bit more horsepower. Now, of course, the king of the Griffins, in my personal opinion, is the 18E. Whilst it is a bit heavier than the 14E, it's also the more versatile of the Griffins, as you can see here. It carries a wide range of different payloads. But, like, for fighter-on-fighter duty, in terms of the Spitfire line around this BR, there's no question you want the Spitfire LF Mark 9. That being said, though, this is still a very good plane, and it is definitely one of the better ones that you can fly at the moment. The Seafire FR47 is better than this, but of course you have to spade that first, and, well, it's not fun. Especially with the way the guns are behaving at the minute, because, I don't know, it just seems like air target seems to be the only viable option other than ground, and ground is okay, but sometimes it just doesn't do enough damage, but it seems to be only for this Seafire. It's a bit strange, but we'll see how our air targets go, and, well, hopefully it goes a bit better than the previous test, because obviously I've tested, Universal, that was on my last attempt, and I just could not get kills. I had to dump at least a quarter of my ammo in an F8 just to get a kill. So, yeah, it's a bit strange. It's a bit strange, but I digress. And looks like we've got the black hole, which is pretty common for this plane, and it handles it relatively well. It's just the team is just sucking at the minute. I had a team during the Universal Belt test, and they died by the time I got to 4K. Yeah, that's a bit embarrassing, isn't it? And it looks like it is the black hole. We'll just fully confirm once we see a 6-0. Because, well, I think this thing's still 5.7. AM1, that's 5.7. I think we might have dodged the black hole. We might have dodged the black hole, but I very much doubt it. Because there's still one more player left to spawn, and that could be our 6-0. But we'll have to see. Now, normally I would bring minimum fuel in a Spitfire. Yeah, there it is, 6-0. We've got an F2G. Normally I would bring minimum fuel in a plane like this, but because it's got a Griffin and it's fuel hungry, I don't do that. Because this thing is very fuel hungry. And trust me, this thing is like me when I used to have breakfast in the mornings. It wants to eat. And once it does, it wants to eat more. Because, you know, that's just how it is. That's also why I don't actually have breakfast anymore. A little fun fact. I haven't had breakfast in the mornings for the last, what, 5 years now? 6 years? I just don't do it anymore. Because, yeah. I'm actually, like, I think there's a survey where, like, 30% of, well, 1 in 4 Brits don't actually eat breakfast in the morning, which I think is quite interesting. I think it's 1 in 4, I don't remember, but even so, it's still pretty interesting to know. Anyway, so it's going to take us a minute or two to get into the match. I'll see you shortly. Well, welcome back. We appear to have attracted the attention of a TA 152, which I really did not want to piss off, but unfortunately, he seems to like me. I must taste good or something. Now, I don't like fighting 152s, but I don't think we have much of a choice, so let's see what he does when I do this. If he overcommits, he will die. Oh, he's overcommitting like crazy. Saw a spark there, I don't know if anyone else did. Okay, we've got a crit. I'll take that, I'll take that. Like I said, it just seems to be this specific Spitfire that the guns don't really do anything on. And I don't understand. I'm not sure what he's trying to accomplish here. He's already been crit. I have a pretty good climb rate, as does he, but, well, he gets an air spawn, which, well, helps him out a bit. It doesn't help him outrun bullets, so we got a nice hit. We just can't keep up at the moment. He did have more airspeed than us, to be fair, and obviously he does outdive us in the long run, but I think now he's just going to run like a little bitch back to his airfield, because that's all that seems to be happening with German mains at the minute. They seem to want to just do that, and obviously we got 177 in space, we have a 188 at large and two 288, so this is going to be kind of boring, I'm afraid, because, well, like I said, a lot of the times the German aircraft can just pick and choose when to fight you in this plane, because whilst it is very fast, it just doesn't have the speed of the US aircraft, which does limit it to some extent. And I think he's just bomber-zombing towards the freaking B-17 right now because, well, there's nothing else for him to really do. Like I said, I don't know what he's trying to accomplish. Like, the 177 is not going to get involved. Okay, now you're just being a moron. Don't try my tricks against me. You do not use my own spells against me, Potter. Okay, looks like the 177 is getting involved. That's okay. Let's see what we can do about him. Obviously, I know how tanky one as fuckers is. I should know. I love flying that thing. I think I'm overleading this, but yeah. We'll leave him, because that's all he wants me to do. He just wants me to tail sit him. He must be a budget 288 player, 2 brain cells, and you know how to press the spacebar and you know how to get someone behind you. It's as simple as that. Unfortunately, this is where the black hole gets kind of boring, and this can be annoying, I'm afraid. So the question is, okay, I see one dot on the back runway, I don't see the others. Some may have already gotten rolling again, for all I know, but yeah, this is where it gets kind of boring, because 288 players are not exactly known for being kind. They tend to just do donuts at the first sign of any danger because they don't want to die and lose SL, potentially. Okay. Yeah, I'm afraid it's going to get a bit boring, so I'm going to cut to when something interesting happens, and I will see you all later. Well, you joined me a few minutes later. We are unfortunately likely going to have to deal with runway camping douchebags in the form of the 288. The 188 at least is actually trying to fight, which I have to give respect for that. Okay, air target seems to be the way forward for this plane. Good to know. So if you are flying this plane after real shadow and your guns don't seem to be doing much, try air targets. Might actually be the solution. Alright, so we've got the 177 and we've got the 288. Now there's not a lot I can do about the 288 unless he practically makes a massive mistake. But I suspect he's going to try to Satan me. We'll soon find out. Or, you know, pull the same 288 shit I see all the time. I got a nice crit. Oh, I busted his tail and his wingtip. I don't think he's going to be too happy about that. I don't know if he'll be able to land that. I doubt it, but we definitely won't get kill credit for it because Gaijin doesn't like giving kill credits anymore if you leave them for too long. So, see, I can't overcommit because obviously the coolant's gone. But I can't leave it either because it's a 288 and it will just repair and all that. Or if it does crash, we won't get kill credit. So I think what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to go back to base, get some more bullets, some coolant, etc. And hope we can actually do something. Because we're definitely going to need some degree of bombs. I think we're going to need to strap on some bombs and start farming because, let's be real, this dirtbag's going to camp. The 177 is probably going to camp. So yeah, I'll go do that and I will see you all shortly. Well, welcome back. As you can see, we've found the 177. He is actually not camping his runway for once, which is a miracle. I've put the bombs on, but I think I could kill him in one pass, so let's see if we can make that happen. He doesn't seem to be paying too much attention. There we go. That was nice and easy.
Let's keep the pressure on. Victory is close.
Scratch 4. Top of the team. I'll take that. And that is how it's done. Not a bad match at all. It definitely proves that air target seems to be the way forward on this specific plane at the minute, though. But, like I said, this plane is very good. It still kicks a lot of ass, and, well, it can handle itself quite well. Obviously, the guns are still a bit finicky, even with the air targets, as we saw. Obviously, this is after the real Shatter update. But I don't think this is too bad at all. And, well, as you can see on the bomb load here, you can even do separate or secondary weapon selection, and you can just, you know, like, you can just be versatile, and the ground belts will even top down most tanks you'll run into at the BRs anyway. If you want a nice, versatile plane to back you up in terms of ground RB, this is not a bad shout, that I will say. Anyway, I'm going to leave you all to it for today. Hope you enjoyed seeing the Seafire 17, and I'll see you all on the next one.